Yo, what's poppin'? Welcome to Bhroman Braapsody. This is where we review cars and motorcycles and do a bunch of other fun stuff. And today I'm here at Motorcycles of Greensboro. It's the new 1300GS! And look who it is.
Who is it?
I don't know. Who are you, man?
All right,
I haven't seen you before.
Man. Hi. How are y'all?
I haven't seen you before.
How did you get here? I'm new. I just got here. I just started doing BMWs in 1981.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm Gennaro.
So, are you really? You've gotten so much better looking.
I know, right? So this is Paul from Motorcycles of Greensboro.
Hi.
So this is the 2024 BMW R1300GS.
Is it really?
I think so.
But it's triple black, isn't it?
It is.
Which is my favorite thing.
In today's episode, we're gonna talk about the bike. I'm gonna do a little walk around, show you the features. I'm gonna take it out on the road, share my thoughts with you guys. But before we do any of that, if you're new to Bhroman, give us a like and hit that subscribe button. We put out content every week, and your support would mean a lot.
This is the new replacement for our massively successful GS, and it encompasses a lot of new technology and a lot of really thoughtful features. The thing that I love about this bike is the ease of standing on it. So this bike for me, as a not exactly lengthy person, not like Sean Thomas altitude, is that when I'm riding off-road, it's much easier for me to just stand in a relaxed position rather than exhausting myself. It's lighter.
Yes.
It's smaller and more compact.
So this bike is 26 pounds lighter than the 1250 GS, even with a bigger engine. It's much narrower.
I took up some of the difference there. So mass centralization was a big theme in designing this bike. Even though the motor looks very similar and the general arrangement of the power plant and powertrain is real similar to the arrangement of the previous water-cooled bikes, there are a lot of differences, okay? So one of the biggest things that you can do to make a bike have more stable and better traction in off-highway situations. Difficult to see because we parked it the wrong way, but the difference between the back of the motor, essentially, and the rear axle, so the length of the swing arm and the length of the U-joints that isolate it from the shaft drive torque makes a huge difference. And if you look at motocross and woods bikes over the years, even road racers, the longer you can get the swing arm, the better the bite you can get with traction on the rear. The other thing is there's been a major departure on this is a true unit construction engine, and they moved the transmission from the back of the motor to underneath. So transmission, as you can imagine, bunch of shafts with heavy steel gears on them. It's a very dense, very compact source of weight. And putting it underneath the bike makes the bike really, really have a great roll axis.
Doesn't this have a lowering suspension, adaptive cruise?
It does, but it has adaptive cruise, and it has adaptive cruise plus. Well, the adaptive cruise plus not only has blind spot detection and adaptive cruise, so obstacle avoidance, lane change assistance, but it also has or lane wandering or sleepy time wake up.
Oh, like the cars. Interesting.
Pretty cool, because we want you to get a buzz out of your riding.
What do you call that lowering suspension?
What do I call that lowering suspension?
What does BMW call that?
Well,
because I'm sure they have a funny or funky name for it.
They do. Comfort jacking aid.
Comfort jacking aid.
Yes.
Say that with a straight face.
Say that with a straight face if you're in Thailand.
Yeah, comfort jacking. And it has a mount for the GPS, I believe.
Oh, what GPS is that?
It's not the Garmin anymore.
No way, we got rid of the Garmin?
This is the new BMW Connected Ride Navigator that
Did I get it right?
mentioning earlier. Anyone who's familiar with the BMW Connected Ride app for your phone is going to find a lot of similarity here in the way this is laid out. So the menu functionality is basically the same as you're used to in the app. So this is made to work in concert with the app, also to work with the display on the motorcycle as well as the left switchgear. So you can actually operate this navigation unit without taking your hands off the handlebars.
Oh, cool. And where does this unit mount?
So it mounts right here in this handy cradle, which charges the unit while you're riding, and it also has a locking feature as well, so that we like to say it keeps honest people honest and keeps your navigator from sprouting a pair of legs and walking off while you are not near your motorcycle.
Oh, this is cool, man. This looks much more modern and much more
yeah, it's really cool. So this unit is actually being manufactured by BMW Motorrad, and it uses a TomTom-based navigation system. The user interface is supported by an Android operating system.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
So this doesn't have any CarPlay or Android Auto? None of that?
It does not. CarPlay is not something that is included on any BMW motorcycles or navigation units or TFT. These are not compatible. But this will pair with the Connected Ride app on your phone, and it has cloud storage, so you can store your GPS routes and such, and it will sync between the two devices when they are close together. A big departure with this unit from the old Navigator 6 is that this has built-in Wi-Fi receiver.
Ooh.
So all the software updates and map updates are done over a Wi-Fi connection, so you no longer have to hook this up to a PC or Mac to do those updates. You can also go to your cell provider and you can get a dedicated SIM card that you can put in this unit. That's optional. It doesn't have to have that to work, but you could conceivably get those software updates, map updates, anywhere that you can get cell signal. One improvement that is markedly different from the old navigation units is this screen is going to be much, much more sensitive and works much more like a cell phone screen. You remember the Garmin units, they were touchscreen, but they a little bit laggy. They didn't really work too well. This one is really, really fantastic the way it's set up. Very, very easy to manipulate.
Especially if you have the new BMW gloves with the touchscreen sensitive fingers on them.
Well, I feel like we've been talking about this bike for actually a few years now, because this has been probably the most highly anticipated motorcycle in BMW's, in the last 5 or 6 years from my perspective. And we're just really, really excited to actually have it now in our showrooms and for sale. And by all accounts, this is just blowing away all its previous iterations. And I think they've just done a fantastic job. I think it's a great looking bike.
But anyways, we've been talking about this bike for a minute now. You mind if I do a quick walk around?
Absolutely.
And the first look of the bike is that it looks so much sleeker and narrower than the previous generation. Still got the boxers sticking out there, but it looks much narrower, and gone are those 2 different sizes of headlights. Now you get that single headlight DRL with the X. Now speaking of the front end, it also has the adaptive cruise. That's the module there for your radar, and you have blind spot monitoring. We'll show you that in a bit. You have hand guards with the turn signals integrated with the mirrors on top. And of course it tells you it's a GS on the sides, but yeah, it's pretty cool. As for the wheels, you get spoke wheels, and you have dual disc brakes with Brembo calipers that are BMW branded. And now this motorcycle has a 26.2 degree rake angle. What's a rake angle, you ask? Well, draw perpendicular from the steering mount for the fork tube. That's your rake angle. Shorter the rake angle, the more nimble the bike is, and larger the rake angle, the more stable it is at higher speeds, highway speeds, and such. I like the side profile views, man. I just really do. Single mount exhaust, and look, everything looks so neat and clean. And looking at the rear again, these are your turn signals and tail lights. You have your radar at the back for your adaptive cruise and blind spot monitoring, license plate holder, your tire, and of course it's a shaft drive. And at the heart of the motorcycle is the brand new liquid cooled 1300cc Boxer. it's more compact. It looks way more compact, and as we spoke in the video, as we talked about it earlier, now the transmission is underneath the engine, which makes it more compact and helps increase the wheelbase. This has a 59.8-inch wheelbase, and yeah, looking at the tank, man, it looks so much narrower, and this whole space looks so much narrower and more lean than the 1250 GS or the previous generation. Because I mean, and you might think that it's a smaller tank, and you would be right. It's smaller by 1 liter. So the previous generation had a 20-liter tank. This is a 19-liter. So that's what, 4.5 gallons or somewhere in that range. But it looks so much sleeker. Check out those seats. I love the shape of the seats, and love the shape, the size, the cut, the contour of the seat. Pretty cool. And at the back, you have the mount for your tour pack if you so wanted to. And here are your mounts for your panniers or saddlebags, whatever you might want to call it. On top of the fuel tank, this is your gas cap. You have a little storage space here to store stuff, which also houses the BMW key. And check out this new key, man. I like how it looks. I love the fit and finish too. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. And then for the handlebar controls, you have your hand guards with the turn signals here, and then you have your passing lights and high beams over the toggle switch for the passing lights and high beams here. Cruise control, setting the distance for your cruise. Hazards, this is to go up and down for your windshield. Menu, turn signals, horn, and then the wonder wheel to toggle through and control everything in the menu. As for the handlebar controls on your right hand side, you have your power button, your mode button, kill switch and starter, and then this is new for all the BMWs now. You get a SOS button, so in the event of a crash or something, you can press that, and that sends an SOS signal to BMW. Up top here we have the place to mount your GPS, the new TomTom GPS module if you so choose to. And this bike has keyless ignition, so you press the power button and that should bring it up. See, you have warning lights on both sides. BMW Motorrad, make life a ride. Yeah, and of course it's low on fuel. And this is, like I have said this before, I think BMW makes one of the most beautiful displays for motorcycles. If not the best, it's one of the best. You have a beautiful tachometer, your fuel gauge, which mode you're on, your gear select, which gear you're on, adaptive cruise distance, speedometer, and this has the auto lowering feature. So anytime you're stopped, it kind of lowers the bike, so to make sure that you don't drop the bike or fall under the bike and things like that. Then you have your outside temperature and time. Let's go into the menu and check it out. I think it's the same menu, standard menu for everything. So you have my vehicle, that should give you a bunch of options, a bunch of information about your motorcycle, miles, trip computers, tire pressure, all of that. Let's look into sport. That's a new one. What is sport? Oh, so that's the sports display, your traction control, your braking levels, and this gives a more aggressive tachometer. I like it. Speedometer and tachometer, I quite like it. Oh, I think these are your lean angles. Nice. Very cool. Then you have your navigation and other stuff that you can, and then under settings we have your assist, vehicle settings. So under assist, what do we have? Oh, your suspension, cruise control, front collision warning. This is pretty nice. Hill assist. You can play around with the suspension. Yeah. You can check out your damping configuration. Damping configuration. You can adjust your damping configuration. Road, dynamic, enduro, whatever. Pretty cool. I like it. And it's got an electronically adjustable windshield, so at the press of a button, the windshield goes up. Or it comes down. whatever. So I know the K1600s and the RTs had this feature, and now so does the GS. And you know why it's an important feature? Because this way the bike lets you know when it's happy to see you.
So what is Motorcycles of Greensboro? We here like to think that Motorcycles of Greensboro is a home for people who love motorcycles, especially the particular brands that we sell. But, you know, we're really not that discriminating. We kind of like all things with two wheels and motors. We love riding. We love all types of riding, everything from adventure riding. We love riding on the track. We love touring. We love commuting. We love big bikes. We love small bikes, all kinds of motorcycles.
Everything.
And yeah, we also are big enthusiasts on safety and riding gear and bike accessories, everything that people need to kind of make your motorcycle your own, whether it be something like an exhaust system or bike luggage or carbon fiber bits or whatever it is that you fancy for your motorcycle. All of us here ride motorcycles. We're just super enthusiastic about the sport of riding, and we are here to do what we can to grow that sport of riding.
And this place is also known as the Motorcycle Enthusiast Center. So come on down, check them out. But Andrew, we've been talking for a long time.
Yeah, we have.
Do you happen to know what time it is?
It's a beautiful day. I think it is right o'clock.
It's right o'clock. Let's go.
To Bhroman, give us a like and hit that subscribe button. We put out content every week, and your support would mean a lot. Let's go. Okay, so let's start her up and nice. So first impressions when you start up the bike, if you guys have ridden Beamers that have the boxer engine before, you know that when you start it, it kind of pulls you from both sides, like side to side. This still does that. I like it. Well, let's go ahead and get some gas and then do our first test. Let's make a couple of U-turns and see how this puppy maneuvers, shall we? Let's go. I'm gonna say it's gonna be pretty easy. Yeah. Yep. Tighten the radius, just turn the handle more. Yeah. So the GS bikes have been traditionally been known for this, like the motor and the bike is just known for just chugging along without any issues whatsoever. Check this out. Like, I won't be giving it any gas, just easing out the throttle. See, in first gear it should easily do 7 to 8 miles per hour, and yeah, clutch is totally out, all the way out. There's my hand, and yeah, easily just chugging along at 7 miles per hour. It's time to do our second test, the pull test. So let's go ahead and put it in, no, not drain, we'll put it in dynamic mode, with the sport mode, and we'll go. Holy smokes. Wow. Wow. I kind of messed up the shifting from second to third, I think. This has the quick shift assist, so no need to do clutch. I kind of got confused there. Should I pull in the clutch? Should I go clutchless? But clutchless is just fine. And just as you guys saw, man, this thing moves. So let's talk about the first impressions of this motorcycle. Well, first things first, it feels much narrower than the 1250 GS, the outgoing generation. I've ridden those bikes quite a few times, and this feels so much narrower and so much smaller than that bike. But your seating position is very good. Yeah, I'm sitting very comfortably. I'm sitting up upright. The handlebars are kind of pulled back towards me, so I don't have to reach out for them. My legs are not bent weirdly at all. I'm sitting super comfortably. I can see a whole lot of all going on all around me. Well, the wind protection, I'm getting a bit of wind on the sides, like on the sides over here, but the little windshield is doing a great job of blocking wind to my upper body and torso. And look, that's the blind spot monitoring that's turned up because there's a car in my blind spot. That's pretty neat. I like it. Oh, the engine, man, it's that It's still got that soul of the Boxer twin of the 1250GS. It sounds a lot different than the 1250, but it still has that it still has the soul of that GS. And look at the balance, man. No hands, no problem. Red light, brakes, front brakes only. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Oh, the brakes are fantastic. Oh, really fantastic. So I am 5'10" with a 31-inch inseam, and I can flat foot this bike very easily, no problem. Especially with that auto lowering suspension. And yeah, I like this look. I love this cockpit view. It's very focused. Small dash here instead of the big old school old fairing, I guess. But yeah, it tips in so easily. And this bike, it feels so well balanced, and it's so ready to tip into corners or whatever. It's a lot of fun. I love the shift light, man. Yeah, look. Oh. Don't let it fool you, man. Don't let the GS fool you. You might think that it doesn't look like it's gonna be super powerful, but that was just a rolling test, man. It picks up power very quickly and very linearly, so it's not gonna throw you back, but it does its thing. And check this out. Oh my god, it is so planted around these curves. Wow. Holy crap, this thing is a hoot. But yeah, so this bike feels super planted, going in a straight line or around corners. The balance is just fantastic. It's amazing is what it is. It's lighter, it feels lighter and narrower. Ah man, this is awesome. Oh, as for the wind management and the wind protection, it's also got these like little wind deflectors here. I think that helps with blocking a lot of wind as well. And the balance, look, again, no hands, no problem. Nice. I'm liking this bike. Wow. Alright, so we've been riding it in road mode. Let's go ahead and put it into rain mode. So rain mode is traditionally where all of the nanny systems, that I like to call them, would be at the highest settings. The traction control, wheelie control, everything, ABS, they're gonna be at their highest settings. So the whole idea is not to help you or to stop you from doing stupid stuff. So let's say you're riding through rain or rainy conditions and you grab a fistful of throttle or grab a handful of brake, it shouldn't do anything sudden. So let's give it a shot. We're doing 55 in 5th gear. Let's roll on the gas. Yeah, so it does respond, but yeah, you really have to wring its neck for it to do anything. The rolling test that I'd done earlier was in road mode, and you saw how quickly it responds to the throttle inputs, but in rain mode not so much, and that's what rain mode is designed to do. So that's a good thing there. We can't try out enduro mode because we're not gonna take it off-road, but that would have been fun. But let's try out sport mode, or as BMW likes to call it, it's dynamic mode. So this is where the fun's at. The throttle is so direct, and look, it's asking you to shift. Now you might be thinking, why is it asking me to shift when I'm not anywhere close to the red line? And this is my theory. Since this is a new bike, it's not been broken, it's still in the break-in period, it's not been broken in yet. I know this for a fact with my Ducati as well. Like when I bought it new, it kept flashing way before the red line. So I think during the break-in period, you don't want to push it to the red line, and that's why the light comes on earlier. Or I could be wrong, you guys let me know. But yeah, so same thing, 50 to let's give it gas. Holy moly. Oh yeah. Yup, this dynamic mode is where the fun's at, you guys. This is where the bike just wants to do ridiculous things. So the one thing I will say though is about the seating position or the riding position. Like my legs are kind of bent like backwards, not quite like a sports bike, but they are bent a little behind, like a little bit behind. So I don't know if that's going to be a problem on long distances, but I think you can get like, what do you call it, the highway pegs or things like that to help stretch them out. It's that. So, is this a good bike for commuting? Yeah, most definitely, I think so. Yeah, like if you get the saddlebags or the panniers, you have storage space, so you can put stuff in there. Or if not, you can carry a backpack and it'll be just fine. And commuting should be not a problem at all. How about touring? Is this a good bike for touring? Well, the GS line is used mostly for touring. I think most of the GS owners, although it's a very capable off-road bike, I think most of the owners just use it for touring, and this should be no exception. Yeah, touring on this should be no problem. It's got great wind protection, it's very comfy, lots of power. If you get the panniers and stuff, you have lots of storage space, lots of electronics. So yeah, those are the things I look for in a touring bike. Now, I've seen people's comments on my videos before, like, yeah, you don't know about touring and blah blah blah. I've gone cross country 3 times in the last couple of years. That's more than 30,000 miles under my belt. Going cross country, so that's what I look for in a touring bike, is the seating comfort, the seat comfort, the seating position, the ergonomics, the wind protection, storage space, and electronics and stuff. So that's what I base my is it a good bike for touring category off of. Okay, and last but not the least, is this a good bike for beginners? No. It is an expensive bike. You're gonna shell out close to 27, 28 grand by the time it's all said and done. A little bit on the taller side, and definitely it's got enough power. It's got sneaky kind of power, so I would not recommend this for beginners at all. Nope, not a bike for beginners. So, in conclusion, the brand new redesigned, reimagined GS, the bike that we have loved for so long. So, what's different? Well, it looks completely different. It's got a bigger engine, it's narrower, it's lighter, it's more nimble, it's got more power, and yet it kind of has the soul of the GS. Like, you can hear the boxer engine being all busy and clickety clackety as it go through gears. You get that little clunkiness to it, and those are all like that's like the soul of the GS. If you 1250 GS is or was an amazing machine, and BMW have somehow taken that and made it a little more refined and better. I don't know how they did it, but dang, wow. But the seat of my pants feel much more faster and quicker and more agile. So yeah, I like this bike, man. I really do. Is the 1300 GS the bike for you? Well, do you want to go touring or do some sort of off-roading? And do you want a lot of technology in your bike and something that's new and it's got a lot of power that you can commute on and tour on? Yes, then definitely this is the bike for you. And beginners, nope, stay away from it. But thanks for watching, you guys. Keep your knees in the breeze, and I'll see you soon.
Yo, what's poppin'? Welcome to Bhroman Braapsody. This is where we review cars, motorcycles. I hear something coming. I don't know
not
what.
Yet. That's for the outtakes. Take 2, go.
Amateurs, I tell you.
The where was I again?
I have no idea.
Andrew, what the hell is it called?
Connected Ride Navigator.
Hi, can we introduce somebody else?
Hang on, we go grab the Connected Ride Navigator.
Oh, well, okay, so let's fill time here. Holy crap, he found his way here with the new Connected Ride app, Nav.
Man, this is a cool bike, and we've been talking about this bike for what feels like an hour.
Mother of God.
I feel like we've been talking about this for a couple years now, because this has really been a...
Dang.
That wasn't a slight.